for Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. The novel is set in the future where the United States of America has been replaced by the totalitarian state, the Republic of Gilead. Gilead rose to power because of the amount of readily available porn and prostitution, and because of the amount of violence towards women. They also intervened due to declining fertility rates which were caused by radiation sickness. The main character's name is Offred, which isn't her real name because it's banned under Gilead's regime. She is a handmaid, which means she is assigned to married couples to have their babies for them. Offred serves the commander and his wife Serena Joy, who look like this, probably. Probably not. Every month, when Offred is at the right part in her menstrual cycle, she is required to have impersonal, wordless sex with the commander. However, when this is taking place, Serena is required to sit behind her, holding her hands, and making sure there isn't any touching or eye contact. It's hard to draw. The novel uses a series of Offred's flashbacks to clarify what's happened in the years leading up to present day. Offred married a divorced man named Luke, and they had a daughter together. Offred was also raised by her mother, who had been a feminist, and she had a best friend called Moira, who was a tenacious, rebellious lesbian who refuses to stand down against Gilead. When the Republic started, Offred and Luke attempt to flee to Canada with their daughter, but they're caught at the border and separated, and Offred has never seen them since. After her capture, Offred was sent to the Rachel and Leah Re-Education Centre, or the Red Centre as it's called by its inhabitants. Here they're taught to be solely concerned with carrying men's babies. Moira is also brought to the Red Centre, but she's a rebel and escapes, and Offred doesn't know what happens to her. Offred then gets assigned to the commander's house, where her life settles into a restrictive, repetitive regime. She is only allowed out of the house to do shopping, and she has to do this with another handmaid called Glen. They visit the wall together, which used to be a wall outside Harvard University, but now is used to hang the bodies of rebels. Offred is told by Glen that she is a member of a secret organisation known as Mayday, dedicated to overthrowing Gilead. After a while at the commander's, Offred is still not getting pregnant, which scares her because even if it's the commander who's infertile, she'll still get the blame. She goes to a doctor, and the doctor offers to have sex with her, but she turns down because it's too risky and she doesn't know if she can trust him. One day, the commander asks his chauffeur and gardener, Nick, to tell Offred to come to his study. She starts visiting him regularly, and they play Scrabble together, and he lets her read Vogue, which is all forbidden because women are not allowed to read and write. He lets her do all of this on the condition that he gets a kiss at the end of each meeting. A lot of time passes without Offred getting pregnant, and Serena Joy suggests she have sex with Nick and pass the baby off as the commander's. If she does this, she promises to give her a picture of her daughter. The same night that Offred is supposed to have sex with Nick, the commander takes her to a club called Jezebel's, where commanders can mingle with prostitutes. Offred sees that Moira is working there dressed as a Playboy bunny. They meet in the toilet, and Moira tells her how she chose her life as a prostitute rather than going to the colonies. Offred never sees her again. Offred and the commander then go up to have sex in a hotel room where she tries to fake some passion, but she can't really manage it. Then the commander and Offred return home, and Serena tells Offred to go and sleep with Nick, and they do, and they start sleeping with each other regularly. One day, the handmaids are told to take part in a group execution of a supposed rapist. Glen strikes the first blow and knocks him out. She later tells Offred how he wasn't actually a rapist but a member of Mayday, and she was just putting him out of his misery. Shortly after this, the Eyes, who are the secret police in Gilead, come for Glen, but she hangs herself before they can get to her. Serena then finds out about Offred's trip to Jezebel's and sends her to her room with a promise of punishment. She then sees the Eyes arrive, but Nick tells her that it's just members of Mayday disguised as the Eyes coming to rescue her. Offred leaves with them, but she doesn't know if she's on her way to freedom or on her way to prison, because she doesn't know if she can trust Nick. The novel closes with an epilogue from the year 2195. It is after Gilead has fallen and is written in the form of a university lecture given by Professor Paisotto. He discusses the significance of Offred's story as part of history and suggests that Nick arranged Offred's escape, but is not known of her fate. She could have escaped to England or Canada, or she could have been killed. The end.